Hey everyone, I'm Tamara Krinsky with the Red Carpet Report. We're here tonight at PaleyFest, celebrating the Showtime series Masters of Sex. It tells the real-life story of sexual pioneers Virginia Johnson and Bill Masters. It's a provocative show, and we're going to have some stimulating conversations with the cast and creators. I am with Sarah Timberman, the executive producer of Masters of Sex. So, launching a study about sex in the 50s, a little risky. How does it feel launching a show about sex today?
Well, the funny thing about our series is that none of it feels unresolved. I think none of it feels resolved at this point. The questions that were relevant to their study in 1957 remain completely relevant today, and we really felt like the issues that people wrestle with surrounding intimacy and the reticence surrounding deeper discussion of sexuality. It's a funny thing because the more things change, the more they stay the same. And even at our table reads and in the writer's room and on set, just the degree of awkwardness surrounding some of it suggests that we haven't come all that far from 1957. So it's, as I said, it's none of what they were researching is resolved today. None of it is worked out, and I think it's one of the reasons that people who have responded to the show have responded to it is that they see some kind of reflection of their own experience, or it feels like it has to do with the lives that we're all living now. So that's what's exciting about it.
No, I would definitely agree. One of the things that I love about the show is the way that you explore actually the women's relationships with one another and women in the workplace. Talk to me a little bit about that.
About relationships among women in the workplace and how they relate to each other. Well, it's there are several things that were kind of ironies. One is that the closest female friendship, one of the closest female friendships is between Virginia and Dr. DePaul, who is not a girl's girl. She is not someone who ever really looks for those kinds of close friendships. So I think we found great ironies in a lot of our key relationships. I mean, we sort of ended up feeling like the best marriage in the show was between Allison, Janney, and Beau Bridges. Ironically, between a heterosexual woman and a gay man, and yet there's such an affection there and an intimacy there, despite the fact that they don't have any kind of real sexual connection. And that was one of the things that felt really exciting to all of us to look at, is what makes a marriage. And it's not as, the answer is not as simple as it may at first appear.
I don't think it ever is.
I don't think it ever is either, exactly. But that's what's great about this show. None of this stuff is ever, simple or easy, and we try to approach it with, honesty and these issues with honesty and with humor. I think if a show like this didn't have humor, it could be deadly. And I think, I credit our writers and of course our amazing cast with bringing humor to it and bringing. There is such everyone is so committed to really digging into our subject matter in a forthright way, and really probing the subject matter and really looking at what intimacy is, and really looking at this question that was posed by their relationship, which is, can you separate out, are love and sex two different things? And these are exciting questions.
Has working on the show changed your thoughts about that?
I end up thinking of a lot of people I know as we talk about these stories, about my friends and about, I think no one is exempt from the show's, nobody is outside of no one I know who's an adult, escapes the kinds of question that the show always looks to ask. So that's something that's enormously satisfying to us about it.
And what do we have to look forward to in this next season? I know you just started shooting.
Yes, we just started shooting. We have back our remarkable cast, and we have Annalee Ashford back, as you know, from tonight, and Betsy Brandt is doing an arc, and we are thrilled about that. And it's going to be an enormous opportunity. It's going to be an enormous opportunity for us to bring in great recurring actors that we didn't see last season. It's going to be a tumultuous year for Masters and Johnson because they, as you know, where we left them, they were in the wilderness, and they will not find their way out of the wilderness for a long time in season 2. So it's going to be sort of turbulent and complicated on the personal front. Masters and Johnson embarking on a new phase in their relationship, and Masters and Libby entering into a parenting phase, a very uneasy parenting phase. So we're excited about all of it.
I can't wait to see what happens in season 2. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us for Masters of Sex. If you liked what you saw, hit like, and if you want to see more, please hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.